Okay, so beginning in Supta Baddha Konasana on your back, so soles of the feet come together and lie down. You can prop your thighs if that's more comfortable, and it's a little bit less of a stretch. You can see how it feels. Just let the palms spread open toward the ceiling. Glide the shoulder blades down your back. And just feel your body recalibrating to this shape. Be aware of your body breathing. Feel that natural curve of your lower back. And just feel the hips, the inner thighs starting to open. Feel an openness through the abdomen and chest as you let your collarbones widen and your arm bones become heavy and drop toward the floor. And begin to allow the breath to spread down into the abdomen. So you can keep lying down. I just went and turned my heat off. Let's take a couple rounds of breath into our belly and feel the expansion as you breathe in. Let's do a 4-4 count. So exhale everything out. Inhale for 4. Exhale 4. And keep going. A few rounds like that. Feel the abdominal region expand. I turned off my heat. I don't know why it's still coming out. Find the pauses at the top of inhale and the bottom of exhale. So we're tuning into that diaphragmatic breath, filling yourself up. Allowing yourself to linger in the fullness of the inhale and the stillness of exhale. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath like that. The pauses may become a little bit longer each round. The pauses between breath. Pulling the breath in, expanding, holding, and moving breath out. Last round. Checking in with the mind, seeing if anything has shifted. Just by bringing awareness to the breath for a couple of minutes, it tends to shift our inner tone, bringing us more presence and a feeling of calm. Let's take our hands to the outsides of the thighs, bring the thighs together, and then walk your feet to the edges of the mat. Take your arms wide and windshield wiper your knees side to side. And you can let your neck twist a little bit so we look opposite of the knees. Inhale through center, exhale, knees drop and head turns the other way. Let's do just a couple more rounds like that. Moving slowly, kind of getting the thighs warmed up, the hips. And there's a little lift of the navel, so you have some awareness through the core. And then we'll come on back to center, walk your feet in, hug your right knee into your chest and send your left leg long. And so Ardha Apanasana, just hugging the right knee in. And then we're going to start to hover the left leg and pull the chest up toward the right thigh and reach the arms forward. I'm starting to say hello to the core. And then we'll straighten the right leg. If hamstrings aren't ready for it to be totally straight, you can go out a little bit on the diagonal or bend your knee slightly. And then let's flex the wrists like we're in a plank pose on our hands and lift the arms up and turn to the right. So we're revolving the ribs to the right and the outer left forearm presses into the outer right thigh. And then we're gonna push the hands 5 times. Push up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're gonna kick the right leg back. 1, 2, 3, keep lifting your back ribs. 5, hug the right knee into the chest, drop your left leg down, and twist all the way over to the left. And then you're gonna look toward the right hand. So just a spinal twist here, staying long through the right waist. Maybe left hand is on top of the right thigh. And then we'll bring head back to center. We're gonna roll onto our back and switch. The right leg stretches forward, left knee hugs in. Before we get back into the core, just enjoy a stretch here, hugging the left knee in for a moment. And then we'll pick up the right foot, the right leg, lift the chest up toward your left thigh, send your arms forward. So feel like the back of the ribs are peeling up off the ground, then flex the hands and send the left leg up. Then from the navel, draws down. We're going to revolve the ribs to the left. So we're kind of pushing the right forearm into the left thigh. And then we're going to lift back ribs more, push through the hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then kick the left leg back. 5 little pulses. 3, 2, 1. We're going to hug left knee into chest, right foot down, twist to the right. Long through the left side of the waist, right hand presses on left thigh. Turn your gaze toward the left if you'd like. Take a cleansing breath here and still maintaining that awareness through the core. So the belly button pulls back toward the spine as you're twisting. And then bring head to center, back onto your back, hug both knees in. We're going to bring knees up over hips, hands behind head, and then curl the heart up toward the thighs and bring the elbows in so you can kind of see the elbows from the peripheral vision. Lower the navel down toward the spine. So we're not trying to strain the neck here. We're just taking a couple of breaths into our belly, strengthening and toning the core and releasing the weight of the head into the hands. And then we're going to tap right foot down, bring it back up, tap left foot down, keep lifting the heart. Try both feet, lowering, lifting back up, curl the chest up just a little bit more, and then hug the knees into the chest, rock the length of the spine, forward and back a couple of times. Feel like you could catch your boat pose as you come up, so you've got that core awakened coming up, and then soles of feet together. Let's take a fold here. So we did this on our back, taking it into the forward fold, a little bit of a different sensation. You may feel this in the back muscles a little bit. Full breath. And then we're going to come to hands and knees, finding your tabletop. Let's take a cow pose. So letting the belly drop, lifting the chest. And just take another breath or two there as you're opening up the core. If you are on carpet, are you on carpet right now? Yes, no? Okay, I couldn't hear you, Michelle, but you can make fists. So I'm on carpet, so I'm gonna make fists with my thumbs facing forward, just it's better for the wrists. And then we're gonna round and take some cat-cows. So inhale, arching the back, lift the heart. Exhale, round, tuck the tailbone, drop the head. One more. Inhale, letting the spine move on the breath. And then back to neutral. We're going to take our left, let's bring our toes together and knees together, and we'll take a few clamshells. The left leg to start, we're going to open out to the side and then bring the knee back. So the toes stay together, the feet stay together. We're just opening left leg out and then bringing it back. 3 more. Keep your feet together for this one. Lift and lower. Pull the core in, so maintain that awareness. Strong shoulders, long neck. Last 2. Good. Now we're going to flex the foot and take the leg all the way out, keeping the shin and the knee in line, and then bring it back. 4 more like that. Lift it out. and bring it back. Lift it out so it's parallel-ish to the floor, and see if you can maintain some just stability through the core. That's what's kind of holding our body in this shape. And we're obviously working the glutes. Last one like that. Now, keeping the knee bent and the foot flexed, pull the leg back now. So thigh again is parallel to the floor, and we're gonna do little pulses, lifting for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, maintaining V core. 3, 2, 1. Straighten the leg behind you. Toes are facing down. Inhale here, exhale, pull knee to nose. For 4 more. Extend, inhale, bend and pull in, exhale. Inhale, reach back. You should feel the glutes and hamstrings contract as the leg extends back. And then core pulls in, contracts as you exhale. We're on our last one. This time we're gonna stretch the leg back, pull it in and step it in between the hands, and then allow the hips to drop down into a lunge. So just releasing front of right hip. And we're probably feeling like the left hamstrings could use a release as well. So we'll rock it back to half split. Blocks under the hands are great here. Just forgot to grab mine. So fingertips or blocks, keep the spine long. Keep the low back happy. And you can go back and forth between these shapes if you want. Dropping the hips as you breathe in, pulling the hips back as you breathe out. Again, inhaling. Exhale. Let's keep the half split and walk the hands both over to the left. So we're kind of coming to the outside of the leg. Yep, you can take your blocks with you. Flex the left foot. Feel like you're dragging your left heel back as you're reaching your spine. The spine stays lifted and it's just reaching out to the left on the diagonal. So a little more IT. Then walk back to center, bend the left knee and walk the left foot over to the right, pigeon pose, drop down. So we activated and strengthened these muscles. Now we're gonna let it release. Press the back foot down, the right foot down, press the left shin down, and you can stay lifted or you can lower yourself down. 3 breaths here. Just feel the fullness of each inhale moving into the lower back, the back of the lungs, and then a softening and a releasing of the hips as you exhale. Let the weight of the head drop or be supported by your hands or a block. Good, and from here, we're gonna press onto our hands, or if you're on carpet, maybe make fists. Curl your back toes under and step to plank pose. So we're gonna lift the back knee up and then step left foot back, holding your plank. Heart forward, tailbone back. Good. Inhale here, exhale, 3 chaturanga push-ups. Knees can be down or up, lower, press back up, inhale, exhale, lower, press up, inhale, exhale, lower, press up, inhale, downward facing dog, exhale. And then just see how one side of your body feels, how your left hips and hammies feel compared to the right. Let your head shake. You can pedal your feet a little bit, and then we're gonna go back to that table sequence, slowly lowering as slowly as you can, lowering your knees back down, maybe even hovering the knees. A hovering tabletop, if you want to sneak in some core, and then put your knees all the way down. Feet come together, knees come together for clamshells. We're going to do a couple like this, lifting your right leg out to the right, keeping your feet glued together. Pulling the core in, maintaining stability through your shoulders. Lifting and lowering, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're flexing the foot, taking the leg and taking the whole leg out. So the ankle and the knee come out together like a fire hydrant pose and then coming back down. 4 more. Stability through the center. Neck is long and relaxed. 3. Feel that fire in the outer hip. 2.
think we've got one more, raising it up. And this time, leg extends back with the bent knee, the foot is flexed, and we're making footprints on the ceiling. A couple of these. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the shoulders really engaged. 3, 2, 1. Straighten the leg, point the toes, inhale. Pull the knee to the nose, exhale. Inhale, reach back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it in, and then we're going to extend it back one more time and step it all the way through. Step the right foot through, lower the hips to your lunge, find your blocks maybe. You can lift the chest as the hips lower down. And then you can start to find some movement here, rocking back, half split, heart stays forward, spine stays long, and then rebending. So my water bottle is here. I'm going to use it to lift the ground up since I don't have a block with me. So you can just kind of be creative with what you have in your room. Drop the hip, rock back. Good. Continue to breathe deeply and stay connected with your breath and sensation in the shapes. We're going to stay in our half split. So rocking hips back, flexing the foot, spreading your toes and walking your hands over to the right so that your hands are kind of shoulder width apart on the outside of the right leg. We're kind of dragging the right foot back as the spine lengthens on the diagonal. Navel lifting even here. Take another full round of breath. And then we're going to walk our hands forward, bend the right knee and walk your foot over to the left. Let your knee drop down for pigeon. Wiggle your left foot back, press your left toes down, press your right shin down. And then up to you how you want to have your setup here. If you want to stay lifted or lower yourself down. 3 breaths. Smooth, even inhales and exhales. Filling up back body with breath. Good, last breath here. And then we're going to slowly press back up. We're going to find our way to plank pose. Tuck your back toes, step back, plank. And we're going to go to side plank. So maybe right knee comes down. We're going to be on the right hand first, stacking your left hip on top. Left arm reaches up. Maybe we stagger the feet or stack the feet. And then again, if you're on carpet, maybe a fist feels better. So you can kind of set yourself up here. Vashisthasana, really feel the abdominals, the front core lift, and the obliques, the side core lift. One more breath. Good. Look back down through plank pose we go, and then to the second side, dropping your left knee or stacking your feet. You want to make sure shoulders are stacked and your shoulder stacks over your wrist. Good. Neck is long. Connecting to your strength. Good. Looking back down, downward facing dog, step yourself back. And then let's drop into child's pose briefly. Big toes touch, knees wide, hips back to the heels, forehead down. You can walk your fingertips forward, getting a nice stretch through the sides of the waist. Couple deep breaths. Feel that connection to the ground beneath you. Real opportunity to get quiet for a moment. with your next inhale, let's come back up, hands and knees, centering your knees, downward facing dog.
And then we'll walk feet to hands, coming into Uttanasana.
Standing forward bend, feet about hips distance.
You can bend the knees if you'd like, let your head dangle. Hands to opposite elbows, little sway. You can bend and straighten your legs. Let's take about 5 breaths here. Feel free to sweep your arms behind you and interlace your hands. So the front of the shoulders start to open. Continuing to release your neck and breathe into the back body. Feel as you release the weight of the head that the tops of the shoulders could reach away from the ears, so the neck is really long here. And then let's come to flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands to shins, the floor blocks, getting as long as you can through the spine. Big inhale, and then exhale, fold back in. Inhale, lift halfway. Let's bring the hands to the hips, engage the core. And then inhale, we're gonna come all the way up slowly. Good, finding your mountain pose. Nice. As you inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, we're gonna come forward, hinging from the hips, reach your arms forward to tone the core in the back as you come all the way down. As you inhale, lift up to flat back, reach your arms forward. Feel the toning, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up again, all the way to the sky. Maybe a little arch back, and then hands to the heart. Exhale. Good. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale through center, hinging from hips, fold. Inhale, flat back. You can always reach the arms up here. And then step back to plank pose. Take an inhale, strong plank. Exhale, lower all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra pose. Stay in our cobra. Stay for exhale and feel like the hands can grip the earth and drag back. And press your toenails down and feel your core lift. Elbows are bent, collarbones are wide, shoulder heads are back. So we're really using the spine muscles. Big breath in. Exhale, relax down. Press yourself up and back to downward facing dog, taking your time. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, step or hop to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Feel the back tone. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising back up. Hands to heart. Good. Inhale, arms back. Reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, flat back. Step to plank pose. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lower down. Knees can come down first if you'd like. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, where the arms are straight. And exhale, back to down dog. Let's take the right leg up into the air for a down dog split. Stretch your left heel toward the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to nose, like we did in our tabletop. Inhale, reach the leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, knee to nose, and we'll step it not quite up to the hands. Spin your back heel down and straighten the front leg. So coming into Parshvottanasana. Again, blocks under the hands are great here, or water bottle. So we're trying to get back into the right hamstrings, draw the right hip crease back. Intense side stretch. Your back is long. And then we're slowly going to walk our hands forward and come into kind of like a warrior 3 supported. Hands are down. And feel the core muscles and the back muscles lift. Maybe even reach your hands up away from the floor for a moment. Hips are squared. Good. And then hands touch down, standing split, folding over the standing leg. Just one breath here. Step your left foot to meet your right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up.
Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Taking your arms up, grab onto the right wrist and side bend to the left. And then step your right foot behind your left foot and open up the side body. Inhale, coming back up through center. Grab your left wrist, side bend to the right. Step your left foot behind your right foot. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. You can step through vinyasa, plank chaturanga, cobra, or up dog, down dog, or you can go back to down dog and take a couple breaths. So moving through. Good. Any wiggles. And then left leg goes up and back as you breathe in. Stay for the exhale. Root your right heel toward the floor. Relax your neck. Inhale. Engage your core. Pull knee to nose. Exhale. Core plank. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach it high. Knee to nose. And we're stepping it not quite to the top of the mat. Straightening the front leg and spinning your back heel down. Maybe hands walk back to blocks or fingertips. Feel like you could reach your heart forward and your left hip back and your shoulders back. So spine and crown going forward, shoulders and left hip moving back. And if there's a little more space, feel free to fold here or stay lifted. Plenty of breath. Left hamstrings opening, spinal opener as well. Feet are about heel to heel, maybe slightly wider. Then from here, we're going to walk our hands forward, start to bear weight on the left leg and reach the right leg up. Hip bones are in line. Right hip bone facing down, left hip bone facing down. And then maybe get a little more core bracing of the core as you reach your arms up away from the floor, just briefly. Warrior 3, and then touch them back down for standing split. The right leg lifts, we fold over the left leg. Let the weight of the head release. Good. Step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then you can wiggle your hips around a little bit or swing your arms. Just kind of take any movements that feel like a nice little break, working out the kinks. Then we'll take some warrior 2s. So we're going to start with the right foot facing front, and we're in our wide stance, right foot forward. Pivot your right toes and knee to face the front of your mat, and then bend into your right knee for warrior 2, arms reach out. So we want the knee over the heel, the knee tracking over second and third toe, tailbone rooting, crown rising. Good. Let's take fingertips to the back of the skull. From the strength in the legs, we'll keep this position. We're just going to tap elbow down to the right knee. And then back up on the inhale. Elbow to knee, exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tap down. 2 more. Stay strong in the legs. Nice deep bend in that front knee. Last one here, feeling the core, the obliques. Good. Reverse your warrior. Stay low in the leg. Right arm reaches up and back. And then we'll straighten the right leg. Feels nice. Good. Lift the spine up. Maybe if you're wide like me, I'm going to heel toe my back foot in a little bit for triangle pose. Reach the spine forward, hips back. Right hand comes down. Landing in your Trikonasana. Triangle pose. If you want to play with more core, the bottom arm can reach out or just get lighter on the block or the shin. So we're using a little more stability here from our center. Good. And then we're going to slowly come back up. Hands to the hips. We're going to parallel the feet and go to the other side, warrior 2. Spinning the toes toward the back of the mat, bending the knee, widening your arms. And then just playing a little bit until you find the stance that works in your body. Feels good today. Feel like there's that anchor on the tailbone. The feet are pressing down and maybe pulling together. Hands take the fingertips, touch the back of the head, and we exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift up, lengthen the spine, engage the core. Exhale, go down. And just keep it nice and easy. We don't have to touch all the way down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Keep the depth in the legs. Last one. Good. Open up, reverse warrior. Left arm reaches back. Keep the bend in the leg just for a breath. And then straighten the front leg. Open up that angle. Lift the spine up. Get more narrow in your stance if you feel too wide. Trikonasana, reach your spine forward and your hips back. And then lighten the load on the ankle or the block by using a little more core. Draw the front ribs in, reach the right arm up, soften behind your left knee. And feel really the sides of the waist getting long and strong. So trying to find some length, tailbone back, crown forward, front ribs in. We've got the core support. Maybe lift arm up just for a breath. And then as you inhale, slowly rise up. Bring the hands to the hips, parallel the feet. We'll take a wide fold here. So the toes and the knees are going the same way. Big breath in, and then let the hips go forward, spine goes forward, hands come down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold all the way down. And you can find that sort of lengthening of the neck by dropping weight of head, lifting shoulders away from the ears. So shoulders lift up toward the hips, crown of head descends toward the floor. Amy's here. We're gonna come up halfway here. Left hand under heart, right arm reaches up. Little twist, come back to center as you breathe in. Left arm reaches up. Keep the navel pulling into the spine. We're gonna do that again. Right arm up. Inhale back to center. Left arm up on the exhale. Good, one more. Center on the inhale. Exhale, twist. Center, inhale. Exhale, left arm up. Good. Back down. We're going to spin the heels in and the toes out and let the hips sink down for a goddess pose. So Amy, since you're just joining us, you can come on up, hands onto the thighs for a moment. We've done some hamstrings to open because we're going to get into revolve triangle. We've done some triangle pose, so if you want to do some low lunge, half splits, that's kind of how we warmed up. But I'm also recording this class for you, so I'll send it to you. Lengthen the spine, and then get a little lighter on the hands. Arms reach up, turn the palms down, and then up, down and up. Forearm to thigh, arm reaches up and over. It doesn't matter which way, we'll do both. Get your side bend in, come back up, then go to the other side. Good, come on back up, and then we're gonna rise. Inhale, reach up. Hands to the heart. Good. Pivot your right toes forward and your left toes forward. So remember we did flank earlier, or intense side stretch. That's kind of how we set up for revolve triangle pose. So right toes forward, left toes are kind of like a warrior one. Hips are squared. We're gonna send the spine forward and the right hip back. Left hand comes down to the block, the floor, or that water bottle. So we've got the spine really long before we twist. The right hip is back, the spine is long, ribs and navel in, and then the right arm can reach up. Parivrtta Trikonasana. Little narrower in the stance than a warrior two leg. As you inhale, feel like this right arm can reach you up and untwist. Right hand forward, left hand back. Now triangle pose, sail over the front leg, lightly land the hand down, left arm up. Good, so we're gonna flow this now. Inhale, use your core to come up. Engage the core. Exhale, twist. Left hand down. Inhale. Right arm up. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale, untwist. Inhale, sail into triangle pose. Exhale, land. Inhale, come up. So we're really moving from the core. Exhale, twist. Right hip back, spine long as you land your left hand down. And right arm up. Inhale, come up. Untwist. Triangle pose. Good. And then we're going to come all the way up and try that on the other side. Hands to hips. Move your block. Pivot to the back of your mat. Left foot faces forward. Left foot slightly right foot slightly turning in, and the block is to the inside of your left foot. So you're setting yourself up. Hips square off to the left leg. Good. So let's try just getting into it slowly, the twist. So we're going to keep the spine long, hinge forward, bring the right hand down to the block. Left hip keeps moving back. Left arm reaches up. Parivrtta Trikonasana, long neck. So just marking how it feels in your body. As you inhale, we're going to take this top arm, like somebody's trying to pull the arm up. Lift yourself up. Untwist. Lengthen spine forward. Inhale. Triangle pose. Exhale. Good. Inhale, rise up. Twist through the core. Exhale. Find your balance. Right hand comes down on inhale. Left arm strongly reaches up. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, untwist. Inhale, lengthen forward, triangle. Exhale, land. We're twisting one more time. Inhale, come up. Navel to spine. Exhale, twist. Right hand down, inhale. Land in the pose. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale, untwist. Inhale. This is all just moving from our center. Good. And then slowly come on up. Bring the hands to the hips. Parallel your feet. Move your block out of the way. We're going to take one more prasarita. Maybe hands behind you this time. Lacing the hands so that we open the shoulders a little bit. Big inhale here. And then exhale, coming down. Letting the head drop. I've got some children knocking on my door.
Hi. After you're done with your yoga class, can I do Super Mario Brim Breaker?
Yes, you can. I'll be right there. Okay, come on up, breathing in, and then take your legs together, walk them together, shake them out. Good. We're going to come onto our backs. So lowering yourself down. And then take a moment, hug knees in. You can rock forward and back. You can rock side to side. Just kind of getting yourself a little quieter after all the standing. Let's press into the feet and come up to bridge pose. Feet are about hips distance. Lift your hips up. Walk your shoulder blades together. Maybe hands can lace underneath you. We did a lot of contracting the glutes and the hamstrings at the beginning of class. Feel how in this pose, those muscles are working to be here. We're not super tight or tense, but they're working to lift the hips up into the back bend shape and open up the front body. One more breath here. And then let's spread the scapula back out and then slowly lower the hips back down to the floor. Good. And then take a moment here, constructive rest, bring knees together, spin your heels out. Check in with your breath. Feel your spinal muscles kind of releasing down toward the floor. Natural curves of the back.
Good. We're going to do one more round. So setting your feet back up, feet point straight ahead, pressing down, lifting up, maybe lacing your hands, maybe bend the elbows this time so the fingers face the ceiling. Dig your triceps down, press into your left foot, bend your right knee. See how it feels to extend your right leg. And then lower the right leg so the knees are in line. Lift the right leg back up and then put the right foot down. Put the weight now into the right foot. Bend your left knee. Extend your left leg. Lower the left leg down so the knees are in line. Lift your leg back up, moving slowly. Bend your knee, put it down. We're back into bridge pose. Press triceps down, lift hips up. Big breath in. Exhale slowly, lowering yourself back down. Good. And then take a moment again. Maybe let's put our hands onto the tops of the thighs and give a little press. Like you could traction your lower back by moving the thigh bones away from you, creating some space in the hip sockets and some length in the lower back. And then release that. Bring the knees over the hips, squeeze them in, squeeze your knees into your chest. And then one more time, we're bringing knees over hips. We did this toward the beginning, but now I'm going to show you, I guess I'll show you this way. So I think we've done this before, but a long time ago. We have our knees over hips, hands, palms are going to be on the knees. You're going to grab onto the right knee and pull it toward you as you're pressing the left knee away from you, but we're trying not to split the knees. So we're trying to keep our knees in line. We're pulling the right knee and we're pressing the left knee, and we're pulling the navel down toward the spine. So pulling right knee, pushing left knee, drawing navel in, relaxing neck, breathing. And then let's switch sides. So we're going to grab onto the left knee and pull it toward you, push the right thigh, right knee away from you, and try to keep them from splitting. So try to keep your knees in line. We're working equal effort on both sides. We're trying to reset the SI joints and get into the core, kind of work hip flexors. It's a good exercise to create some strength and balance on both sides. Big breath. And relax that. Open up your knees. Grab your feet, happy baby. And you can rock on your sides here. Rock side to side. Straighten one leg at a time. Just kind of play with some movement. You can take hands to knees and stir the pots. Just basically taking any final shapes that would prepare you for a brief Shavasana. If you want to take a figure 4 on your back, or a Supta Gomukhasana, crossing the knees and seeing if you can grab onto the ankles or the shins or even the feet, and then hugging the feet in as the head drops down. And then switching sides gently, left over right. Relaxing, releasing the weight of your head down, no tension in your neck and jaw. Releasing all of that hip work we did. And then slowly unraveling your legs into Shavasana, letting yourself take up space and letting the shoulders kind of draw down the back, palms face up, lengthen your tailbone forward, get long through your lower lumbar. Let your eyes close, let the face soften, release the breath awareness. Just let your breath dissolve into its natural rhythm. Allow yourself to melt here briefly. Resting the body, resting the mind.
One of my all-time favorite mantras is from Thich Nhat Hanh, and it goes like this. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment. I know this is a wonderful moment. This mantra is 2 rounds of breath. Breathing in, I calm my body as you inhale. Exhale, breathing out, I smile. Inhale, dwelling in the present moment. Exhale, I know this is a wonderful moment. And you can shorten this by just saying present moment, wonderful moment. Breathing in, present moment. Breathing out, wonderful moment. Keeping our mind and our heart in that positive space of calm, of peace. And start to breathe deeper and move your body. Present moment. Wonderful moment. And I often bring my mind back to this mantra if things just feel like they need to be reined in a little bit. So when you feel ready, you can turn your head side to side. You can take a big stretch, reaching your arms and legs, or hug your knees in. You can rock side to side, eventually rolling yourself over to your side. If the mind wanders, present moment, wonderful moment. And just keep bringing it back. Press into your hands. Inhale your way up to a seat. Always remembering that this present moment awareness is a practice. Just like strengthening our muscles, we teach the mind to be here because our tendency is to let it wander. Hands come to the heart. Present moment, breathing in. Wonderful moment, breathing out. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you.